Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is so very special and this is a well-awaited video. We are going to review the newest Bonfire palette from Glaminatrix Cosmetics. I know I'm late to the game. I was on a vacation and I couldn't wait to play with this baby. Let me show you the color stories because this is a perfect fall toned palette in my humble opinion, because it's everything fall related. I can see the crispy green leaves. I can see the leaves changing from like orange to red. I can also see some taupes, which are the transitioning shade according to me from like fall to winter. I love this palette's color story because you can again do so many versatile looks using this palette. I cannot wait to show you all the swatches, all the 3 different eye looks that I created for you guys. But this palette is already available on the Glaminatrix website, and you can also use my code SMITHYSONY to save you 10% off. This palette retails for $60. Now, if you're done looking at this palette, let's move on to the live swatches with this palette. So let's begin. I am going to start off. Let's do row by row. And this palette is very, very similar to the quality of the grounded palette, and I'll do comparison swatches too for you guys. So let's do this. Oh wow, so shimmery. Wow, this is amazing. So pretty, you guys. Can you see that? So pretty, sparkly. And the mattes are so pigmented at the very first pass too. Oh, I cannot wait to play with the Cinder shade. It looks magical and toppery. Everything that I look for in an eyeshadow. Pine and then embers. This is such a smooth, like a black base multichrome, I would say. This is everything that I want in an eyeshadow. This is like a neutral person's dream. This is a toppery eyeshadow, very, very smooth. None of these feel like squishy in the pan or anything, but it does have like a beigey base to it, which makes it so much more wearable in my opinion. Oh my gosh, this is so shifty. Can you see that? It's so, so pretty. So beautiful. So beautiful. Okay. Let's move on to the final 4 shades. Inferno, Blaze. Again, Blaze is very similar to the Embers shade in terms of quality. And all these mattes are so smooth and smolder. Oh, wow. Yep. That's my kind of shimmer too. So pigmented. So pretty. Oh wow, I cannot wait to use that. So those are the shimmers of the Bonfire palette. Hopefully you can see everything in action. These are all so pigmented and so shifty too. I love this color story. Love this color story. I cannot wait for you guys to see the 3 looks that I created using this palette. So if you're ready, let's begin. Okay, let's begin our first look with the Bonfire palette. I am so excited. This color story is so perfect for autumn. I cannot wait for fall season. So let's begin, okay? I'm going to start off with a deeper shade in the outer corner. Let's do 3 different looks. I'm going to start off with Bonfire, this dark, deep maroony shade. And this, I'm going to put that in the outer corner. Ignore the liner and mascara that I have. I just landed today from my vacation. You know that I had gone for a vacation and I couldn't wait. I swear I couldn't wait to get back to this palette. I really was worried whether this is gonna make to me or not, because generally Glaminatrix PR, when it comes, it does need like signature, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not here. Is it gonna land when I'm not here? It does have a little bit of fallout, as you can see, but I can just take it out with this microfiber cloth and then just touch up later. Okay, so once we have that all in the outer portion of the eye, this formula seems very, very similar to their grounded palette, the recently done grounded palette. Okay, let's take Pine. Just gonna take some different combination of color, because you can so go with like quad section. Like this can be a look, this can be a look, this can be a look easily, and they flow so well with each other. I just want to show you different eye looks just so that you get different variety of looks. I've not seen much reviews on this palette just because I was traveling. I'll make another video talking about that. And if you've seen my video where I was packing for the vacation, you know I did pack my grounded palette with me. It's such a beautiful palette, I cannot even tell you. So I'm just taking that same green Pine shade and just blending everything out. Okay, so once we have that duo look going on, let's mix Blaze first. And this is such a beautiful smooth multichrome. It's like an orange to a green. So that would be a perfect mix to put right here in the eyelid section. And you don't need many shimmer shades. This is so smooth and shifty. Hopefully you can see that shift going on. It's later in the day too. As I said, I just landed today. I did offer like for work from home today, so I didn't go to office, but I couldn't wait for my work to finish to dip into this palette. Okay, so once we have that, now for the inner third, I am going to take this shade Kindling, this one, and I'm going to take that in the inner portion of the eyelid. Oh, it's so vibrant. I'm just melting it together to create like an orangey transitioning shade from that red to an orange to a gold green. That's so pretty. I'm just taking the same shade Kindling on my inner corner of the eyelid because my finger will not reach there. That is so pretty. Just taking that same Bonfire shade, the red shade, red matte, on my lower lash line, and I'm just melting everything out. Just taking that Pine shade, the green that we applied in the inner swoop, and just melting the edges. Okay, let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll come right back. And there you go, that's my first eye look. I love the beautiful shimmers and the mattes. They blend like a dream. They were so beautifully buildable. And these are the pigments that you would get these pigments at the first dip. So if you don't want any fallout, I would highly suggest to tap off the excess when you're dipping into these pans for sure. Okay. Now let's move on to the next eye look. I'm going to do a similar vibe, but with obviously different colors. I'm going to start off with this evergreen shade, which is that deeper green. And I'm going to take that in the outer corner of the eye, tapping off the excess. And then maybe tomorrow's look, I can do a halo eye for office. And we can dip into those cool tone shades in the outer portion of the palette. So even though this is like a green, but it is more like a foresty green rather than like emerald green, if that makes sense. So it has that muted quality to it, which actually can lean both warm tone wise as well as cool tone wise because of that tone. I really love that tone of green. You know, if you know me, you know I'm not a big green person, but these tones of greens which are a little bit more on the muted side, I can definitely make it work. And this palette, even though it's just like a 12 pan eyeshadow palette, but still it is so versatile. You can totally do monochromatic looks, but you're also getting those like quad looks that I'm talking about. But also you can lean more into like warm tone looks or cool tone looks. The variety is beautiful. Now I'm going to dip into this shade, this orangey shade, which is Inferno. So let's take that, such a vibrant orange. Look at that. And I'm taking that and melting it with that green, but packing it majorly in the inner swoop of the crease. And then whatever is left over, I am going to take it as a melting shade with the green. Okay. Again, just to give you more options of color combinations. Also taking the same thing on my lower lash line too and melting it with that green. Such a beautiful color combo. I love it. Okay, now doing the similar thing, I'm going to start off with this ember shade, and then in the inner lid, I'm going to take that orange, which is wildfire. So let's take embers. This is such a beautiful, vibrant, like a pale green to a very vibrant green to a blue. Definitely a multichrome. Again, you don't need to mix and match, just for the sake of using all the shades for you. I'm mixing and matching the shades, but you can totally put this all over the eyelid and get those vibrancy of the shift so beautifully. Look at the shift. That's so pretty. Okay, so once we have that, I'm just going to take the same brush that we use, that deeper green, with nothing on it, just tapping the edges just so that the blend is seamless. And then I'm going to take wildfire shade, and this is also a very smooth shimmery shade. Wow. I'm going to take that in the inner portion and melt it with that green, and also in my inner corner. Wow, this is so pretty. So pretty. Can you imagine that with like those cool tone shades? That's going to be so beautiful. Taking that same orange matte shade on the inner portion of the lower lash line, I'm going to line my waterline with a brown liner eye pencil, and this is Hindash's Insha. And I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll come right back. And there you go. That's my second eye look. It's so beautiful, fiery. Again, these tones melted together with each other, they create such a beautiful fall color story on the eye, which I cannot wait for. I really love the combination of the eyeshadows that was selected in this palette. Again, if you know me, you know I'm not a big orange person, I'm not a big green person, but these tones, they melt and gel together so beautifully. This is such a beautiful fall palette. I cannot even wait for it. Oh, this is so pretty. So pretty. I cannot wait. So let's begin with our third eye look. Okay, let's begin our third look with the Bonfire palette. I'm so excited, especially to dive into that cool tone quad. So let's begin with that. I'm going to start off with this smoke shade. I actually, yesterday, I didn't film it, but when I went to office, I did a look with this smolder and this shade all across my lid, and it was so mesmerizing just because that shimmer shade, which is smolder, it has like a red base to it. It looks so pretty. But I am planning to do a halo eye for today's look. So I'm just going to stamp it towards the inner and the outer corner and then see where we roll with it. It is a pretty deep shadow, this smoke shade. And all these shadows are super blendable too. You will get a little bit of kickback, but just make sure that you're tapping and you should be fine. But extremely blendable. So once you have that, I'm going to take this shade Ashes, this cool tone gray shade. Again, these grays with those maroon shade is also going to be so pretty. The Bonfire shade. Just imagine this and this along with this. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I just want to use all the shades in this video. So I'm going to just take that Ashes shade all across the crease. And I'm also going to take this same shade on my lower lash line. I'm just going to dip a little bit into that Bonfire shade, just a tad bit, okay? Just because I want a little bit of redness. Just a hint of it. It's so pretty. I love it. Okay, I am going to start off with this smolder shade, just so that you can see it. It's just so pretty. And it is so mesmerizing on the eye. Let me just do it all across the eyelid so that you can see it first. It's a very thin shadow too. Can you see that? It's so pretty. Ignore that I have mascara and liner already. I had to go to school for meet and greet with their teachers. I couldn't record before, but look at that. It's so pretty, so pretty. This is probably the look, kind of look that I had yesterday for my office. But now I'm gonna take a little bit of Cinder, the shade, right in the center, and this is extremely sparkly, and this would give a little bit more pizzazz to the eye. This can be such a beautiful toppery shade too. Really pretty. I'm just gonna go back into that smoke shade, the deeper gray, and just melt the edges, and then just blend everything out. For the inner corner, just taking that Cinder shade, this one, and I'm just taking that in the inner portion of the eyelid. It's the perfect wet sparkling shade. Really love it. Okay, let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll come right back. And there you go, that's my final look. I really love the way how this turned out. It's so ethereal. You can see, even if it is like a fall themed color story, you can definitely create more of a neutral eye look with these tones, which I absolutely love. And again, the versatility is so much that you can definitely hop into cool tone shades as well as warm tone shades, which again, it gives so much of variety, and you can mix and match any of these tones and they would look so beautiful. And you can do like a pop of color to even this neutral eye to make it a little bit more special. The orange would be amazing, the burgundy would be amazing, this green in the inner corner, that would be amazing. I absolutely love it. I actually want a little bit of burgundy on my lower lash line. So let's do that. The Bonfire shade, not too much, but just a hint of it, I think would just make such a big difference. There you go. I love it. I absolutely love the way how each and every look turned out. Again, the only thing is that these mattes definitely have a little bit kick up in the pan, but just tap off the excess and you should be good to go. I cannot wait to mix and match. This is such a great start to a perfect fall palette. I love the Bonfire palette. Now, if you're wondering what would I choose between these, because they are a little bit similar, the Grounded versus the Bonfire palette, I would say Grounded is definitely more green leaning. Much more greens as compared to this one, even though the Bonfire palette only has 12 shades. 12, right? Yeah, 12 shades, but still you have a lot more variety of colors with those oranges and the greens and the neutral tones. So for me personally, the quality of both these palettes are absolutely amazing. I feel like, oh my gosh, it's such a hard choice. I think I'll choose the Bonfire palette, but I also love these tones so much. This neutral shimmer, oh my, I cannot choose. You guys choose for yourself, but I really love both of these palettes. But that's all. Now let's move on to the comparisons with these palettes. Now I wanted to show you the size reference. It's very similar to their Into the Night palette. So it's the same size of the pan too. It's not the smaller pans this time. So let me show you side by side so that you can see it. And some of the people were asking me to compare it to the Into the Night palette too, because I saw a few people compare it to the Grounded palette, and which I would say it's a little bit more like sister palette. So these are the tones. Let me swatch the similar shades in these palettes, because I know this has like a taupey shade, a green shade, a burgundy shade, but the tones are definitely different. So let me swatch it against each other. So let's swatch the green, the burgundy, and the taupe. None of the shimmers are similar. So this side is the Bonfire palette. You can see how pretty and pigmented these shades are. Again, let's do the green, the burgundy, and the taupe from the Into the Night palette. So the green, burgundy, and taupe. Okay, so let's see this. I would say definitely similar in the matte color story, but it's not like exact. So I would say Into the Night definitely has more like muted but deeper tones, and this is overall a little bit more warmer, neutral leaning tones. Still similar, okay, very similar. The taupes are a little different. Into the Bonfire taupe is a little bit more deeper than this one. This one is like melting into my hand, but it's a little bit more on the taupier side. That's it. Now let me show you against the Grounded palette, which was the last palette that they released before the Bonfire. So there you go. Grounded on top, or Tones of Turd, and Bonfire on the bottom. Okay, now let me show you the similar shades here. I will again do the green, the burgundy, the taupe, and even this shade, this muted mucky green shade. So this side is the Bonfire, so let's do that against here. And let me do that mucky green here. I'll do the mucky green from the Bonfire too, which is the shade Pine. Okay, so there you go. Those mucky greens, very similar, I would say. This green and this green, they are different. This one is definitely more warm tone. The Grounded palette green is definitely a little bit more warm tone, and the burgundy one is a lot more brown leaning in Grounded palette as compared to the Bonfire palette. And the taupe one, this is more peach leaning, as well as this is like more taupey, but the mucky greens are a little similar. Okay, so there you go. Those are the similar mattes in the palette. Okay, just wanted to show you the comparable swatches from both of those palettes. So those are the comparison swatches. Now let's move on to the outro. Now once you've seen all the three looks, you guys have to let me know out of the three looks which one was your favorite. The first look, second look, or the third eye look. I really loved all the eye looks that I created for you guys. You guys have to let me know if you are purchasing this palette or not. Again, the Bonfire palette retails for $60, 60 USD, and you can use my code SMITHYSONY to save you 10% off. It's already available on their website. I know I am late for reviewing this palette, but I couldn't wait to get into this palette as soon as I got my hands on it. But that's all for today. If you did like my video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.